People come from all walks of life. They all have lives they lead. Any and all are welcome here to come and chat with me.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another awesome show. Reason why it's awesome, there is a band called Fear the Wolves. Now, isn't that the greatest name ever? And with me is one of the founders of the band, Bronson Rasmussen. Bronson, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Oh, I just love that name. That is so cool.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the band formed early 2019, correct?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it's crazy. It's already been 2 years.
And there are two other people?
Well, actually, right now we're a four-piece as of like very, very recently. We've been a three-piece for primarily the whole band's life.
Mm-hmm.
But recently, unfortunately, I got a hand injury at work. I screwed up my middle finger, so playing bass was kind of off the table for our past couple shows. So we ended up playing with a bass player at our last show, and I'm kind of liking just singing, so it might just be a permanent thing, hopefully. If we can convince them to stay. We're trying, don't worry.
You want to tell me the members, their names?
Yeah, for sure. So it's me, Bronson, and then we have Alan Yang on guitar, Cassidy Cook on drums, and Paul, I don't know his last name yet, on bass. I'll have to get that.
All whoever.
Yeah, good old Paul.
So, no, your style of music, loud, heavy alternative, right?
Yeah, alternative rock. Yeah.
I just was reading this that you sent me.
Yeah, REPK.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. Now, one of the only place that I know that where you perform that I personally know of is where is it here? All of a sudden it's gone out of my brain. Corky's Pub.
Oh yeah. I only played there the one time. I used to work there actually at the liquor store. So that was really cool playing at like this basically my old work. And that was a really fun show. I don't know. It was like I kept saying it was my home stadium, you know?
Very good. Now, did you know the other two people? Obviously, Paul is new, but did you know them before you formed the band?
No, actually, like when we formed the band, it was originally a five-piece. Get this. We had a guy even playing harmonica, and then we played this one show, and he's like, what the hell am I doing here? So he ended up quitting, and then we had a singer, guitarist, a female singer guitarist, she quit, and then we had the drummer, he stayed. And the drummer, he stayed for about a year. Then we had to get a new drummer. That drummer stayed for about a year. It's been like a curse in this band, a 50-week, I'm not kidding you, after 50 weeks we've been losing a drummer. So knock on lots of wood that our current drummer stays. But yeah, I met her like in January after, unfortunately, Nick left the band, and I kind of just reached out to someone. And Paul and Cassidy were in a band together just before Fear the Wolves. So I've kind of stolen half the band. So, whoops, I don't mean to do that, but it's kind of worked out that way, I guess, in my favor.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it is the nature, like you said, it is nature of business, right? I mean, even the Beatles went through a few people ahead of.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah. Now, who came up with the name?
Yeah, it's funny. So when we started as this five-piece, by the way, my guitarist and I, we've been together for the whole band, so that's where we're like the main,
okay,
like the two long-haired main guys. Yeah, so our female singer guitarist at the time, she came up with the name Feed the Wolves, which was kind of cool, and we were going with it. And then after she quit, we kind of wanted to like rebrand and stuff. We didn't really know how, but the whole plan is when you start a band, you got to release a song and a logo. So we were doing all the things, and I sent out the band name to a logo designer, some girl off Instagram,
right,
and she had the tenacity to send back the name Fear the Wolves instead of Feed the Wolves. She goes, I think this is better. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. I like it. So we just literally went with it because some stranger said that. And it was kind of cool because it was like getting away from that weird five-piece thing that we had. And now it was a new thing.
Very good. Yeah. Now, apparently you guys are on stage. You're very energetic, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Yeah, that's what I've been told.
What does that mean? Are you like dancing around? Like what?
No, I just get into it. I really, especially just as a singer, you know, like Yeah, I really, it's almost like you get possessed by something when you're on stage, but I really give it my all. I don't just stand in one spot.
Right.
I mean, even when I was playing bass, I would take the bass guitar off and walk around, and I don't know,
Cool.
just crazy. Yeah, yeah, very not boring to watch, that's for sure.
Do you sing your own music? Your own
Yeah,
song?
yeah. I'm the main songwriter. My guitarist is very good at songwriting too, so usually there's some co-writes between him and I. But generally, I'll bring some sort of baby song to the jam space, and we'll work it out into something great. You know, yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about some of the places that you performed.
Yeah, so last Saturday we played at the Roxy out in Vancouver. We headlined. It was sold out, I'm pretty sure. Like people were waiting to get in. Like it was a really big show. And oh man, I was so happy because like, with the pandemic and everything, and I think new restrictions just came out in our province like Thursday. And the club sent me all these rules that the band had to like stay in a certain area. I couldn't hang out, and I was like, oh man, like this is gonna suck. But then everybody was there, like it was packed, and yeah, that was probably my best show. So we played the Roxy quite a bit. There's the Railway Club in Vancouver. For Chilliwack, we do Main Street. We've done Corky's. There's a little bar in Abbotsford we frequent called Vicinity Pub, and lots of other little Vancouver venues too. Like Lana Lou's is another one we've played. We're trying to get into some of the bigger rooms like the Fox Cabaret and the Rickshaw. For Surrey, we've played Brownsville Pub a couple times. Tractor Grease, we played that place, but unfortunately that place is now shut down.
I
It's
know.
quite interesting where the scene's going to be now with things shut down and stuff. Like, I really don't know what the collateral damage is at this point. I mean, shows have just started, so
Yeah. As
yeah.
long as you get to perform, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and especially if you have a live audience, it must be so tough. Like I know I've interviewed other bands and singers and whatever like that. And at the beginning, when things were really clamped down, it was really tough, right?
Oh, totally was. And it was really tough. And then when things opened back up, it was so different for bands. Like, usually a band, you would, let's say for Vancouver, generally it's ticket based. So you would be given like 50 tickets and an online link, and it's like, okay, sky's the limit. But when I was playing at the Railway after these new restrictions, it changed from just being and 4 bands, by the way, to just 2 bands. And now every seat so like there was just tables, and the whole table would have to be sold.
Right.
So like now it's like I'm a freaking wedding planner. I'm like getting all of my fans together, seeing who's comfortable to sit with each other, clumping them together. Meanwhile, we don't even get a seat too. Like that's another thing. So it's like, but yeah, it was really challenging, and then you would like get all stoked to play your show, and then it would get shut down and stuff too. We've had that happen. The elasticity of the rules,
Yeah. One of the things, like when I go see a band, I like to get up and dance if possible. And now you're able to do that, right?
Yeah, we can't do that, and that sucks because like our first big single was a dance song, so it's just like, oh my god. But
And how are your groupies going to follow you around?
I know, right? Oh, like yeah, it sucks because even at the show, like I couldn't. Like what we like to do, the only positive of the COVID rules is people are glued to their seats. So if I have merch, me and my drummer will just go to everyone's seat and they have to talk to us. But now it's even more strict that I can't do that. So it's just like, and then people can't come to a merch stand. So that's kind of a challenge that I'm going to be having to face, whether I'll have to go outside or something. But I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that one out.
Yeah, we just have to deal with it, right? And adjust and adapt.
Because merch is such a big portion of your sales and stuff,
Absolutely. So I'm just going to change the topic a little bit and talk about you personally. Are you from Chilliwack originally?
Yeah, I was born in Vancouver as like a toddler, but I've pretty much lived here forever, and I just bought my first house out here too, so I think I'm here to stay.
Oh, congratulations on that.
Yeah, thanks.
What about performing? When did you start performing?
I started performing when I was 19, and my old band was called Chilled Clarity.
Show
And
clarity.
I was a singer guitarist. It was 3-piece, very Nirvana,
Mm.
very Nirvana-esque. And I did that for like 5 years or so, and then I was just getting to a point where I needed to work on myself, so I put that band aside to kind of bring myself as a better person up. Because like I didn't have a driver's license back then. I would take the Greyhound from Chilliwack to all my shows, to the point the Greyhound people knew me. Like they're like, oh, like they stopped searching me even because they knew me. Like, and like I would do that. I would play like some club and then freaking wait in the Greyhound thing till like 2 and then come back to Chilliwack. And I just kind of looked at myself and was like, what the hell am I doing? I just get my license already. I just kept putting it off. So like, that was like the first thing I did after quitting the band. And then it was funny. Once I got my license, it really, like they say it opens up your life. I didn't really believe that at first as a guy that held out driving, but it really does. Like,
Yeah.
it really does. It's now I could practice with people that I could not practice before. And that's kind of like, I mean, even now my jam space is in Abbotsford. Like I can get there, right? So
Yeah. Cool.
actually, let's get your license. Get it. Stop pushing it off.
So do you have any professional training, whether it's for singing or playing?
Yes, actually. So, I mean, I took for like music and stuff, I was in those classes in high school, which helped a bit. I took vocal lessons in Chilliwack when I was younger, but now I actually have probably the best vocal coach in the whole province. Her name's Sarah Ramsey. Shout out to Sarah. She's yeah, she's freaking seasoned. She's Josh Ramsey's sister, Marianne's Trench, and they actually grew up around their mother that taught AC/DC how to sing, and she taught AC/DC that technique and stuff.
Right.
And Sarah's great. Like she's honest, she's blunt. Like my first thing in there, I wasn't even breathing properly. Breathing's a whole weird thing singing because normally you breathe from up here as a normal person, but it's all down here, even all the time. So like she's taught me some really hard things and hard truths, and it's been great, and it's really worked off and paid off so far. Even it's only been like a year and a half with her, but yeah, it's been really good.
Very good. Yeah, that's nice to hear that. Do you have any siblings?
No, only child.
Only child?
Yeah, Christmas was amazing.
Yeah, I bet, eh? Did they try to spoil you?
Oh yeah, yeah. Too much.
Yeah.
Fun.
So now let's get back to the band again. You have a video out,
Yes.
and the video is "Get Down." Is that the name of the video?
Yeah. Yeah.
So where is that on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can find it. You can even find the songs on all your streaming platforms, Spotify, iTunes, you name it.
Yeah, I'm just learning about those terms because
Yeah.
not being any kind of a performer like that. Okay, so and so it's all under Get Down. Yeah, Spotify. You just go
Yeah.
put in Get Down.
Yeah.
Okay, and what do you have? Are you working on anything currently?
Yeah, so we just got the physicals for our album, which is going to be out now. We're kind of doing something against the grain. We've started with just a physical release of our new album. I'm just in the works of trying to figure out how to get it like an online form where people can just order it. But right now, if you want our album, you're just gonna have to contact the band, which is a little unprofessional, but you could just send us a DM on Instagram or a message on Facebook, or if you're on my Facebook, message me. It's called Nostalgia. It's 7 songs. And that is gonna come out digitally on December 12th. Our next single, Say Goodbye, is coming out November 12th, a month before. And
Wow.
we've got 2 music videos coming up to promote that album as
You
well.
guys are busy.
We're trying to be, yeah. We've been pushing it off. We've been lazy, to be honest, over this pandemic. We've just been living it up. But now that it's just like we played the show. It's like okay, and people showed up, so it's like okay, now we have to take this seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have any coming up venues where you're performing?
Yes, closest one is in Abbotsford, that Vicinity Pub, that small pub. It's gonna be an intimate show, October 16th, Saturday.
Okay. So I'll try to get all of those things. I'm not sure if I can put all of that in when I'm
Oh, I don't mind. Whatever you want.
Well, as long as they can contact you, people can find out where you're going to be performing, how they get your songs and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So that part I can do. Okay, well, it's gone really quickly. I just sort of, I like that energy. So I like this. I speed up and talk when I'm with somebody who's got all this high energy.
Yeah, I can be very high energy. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate this. Thank you very much for doing this with me. Just stay on camera while I say goodbye to everybody. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So thank you for watching, everybody. And if you want to know, I'm going to be sharing the link. Bronson Rasmussen is on Facebook and Instagram. I forget where else he said. Whatever it is.
Instagram are the main ones.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you can always check out his work, contact him. I'm sure he'd be happy to talk to you. And take care of everybody and peace out. Now I'm going to shut this off.
A sense of community, Chilliwack's a place to be. A sense of community where you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see.